How does war change the face of an economy, and not just any economy, but that of a nation like Ukraine? War, as we know, is a destructive force. It rips apart infrastructure, erodes human capital, inflates government spending on defense, and disrupts the ebb and flow of trade. Let's take a moment to consider Ukraine, a land steeped in history, culture, and potential, now standing on the precipice of conflict with Russia. A conflict that carries with it the potential to send shockwaves through its economy. The threat of war can shatter infrastructure, with buildings, roads, bridges, and more laid to waste. This destruction, in turn, can hamstring an economy, halting productivity and stifling growth. Then there's the human cost, the loss of human capital, the drain of skills and talent as citizens flee or fall victim to the conflict. This further cripples an economy, leaving industries short-staffed and productivity plummeting. Government spending, too, sees a seismic shift. Funds are channeled away from public services, education, and healthcare, and funneled into the defense sector. This can lead to a decline in public welfare and an increase in national debt. Trade disruption is another casualty of conflict. As tensions rise, trade partners may retreat, imposing sanctions and creating a vacuum that can lead to inflation and scarcity of goods. As we delve deeper, we'll see just how much the shadow of war can shroud an economy in uncertainty. In the grand scheme of things, economies are not just numbers and graphs, but people. Let's take a moment to consider the human equation in the Ukrainian context. Picture waking up one morning to find your daily life entwined with the harsh realities of war. Jobs evaporate as businesses shutter, inflation soars, turning ordinary groceries into luxury items. The struggle to meet basic needs becomes a daily battle. Yet, amidst this adversity, a remarkable narrative unfolds. It's the story of the Ukrainian people, who, despite the dire circumstances, are putting up a spirited fight. They're not just survivors, but warriors, facing each day with determination and resilience. Single mothers are juggling multiple jobs to put food on the table. Young students are rallying, raising funds and building networks to support their communities. The elderly are sharing wisdom from past crises, providing a beacon of hope for the younger generation. While the economic indicators may look grim, the spirit of the Ukrainian people is unbroken. A war in Ukraine is not just Ukraine's problem. Its ripples are felt far and wide. Picture for a moment the intricate web of global trade. Now, consider Ukraine's position within this complex matrix. Ukraine serves as a significant transit country for natural gas, linking the energy-rich Russia to the energy-hungry Europe. Any disruption in this chain can send shockwaves through the energy markets worldwide, causing prices to skyrocket and leaving households and businesses to bear the brunt. But the economic impact extends beyond the energy markets. Let's cast our gaze on the potential impact of sanctions on Russia. In response to escalating tensions, the United States has announced a start high, stay high approach to sanctions. This strategy means imposing severe economic penalties right from the outset and maintaining them. The sectors targeted, critical ones like trade and technology. Now, you might be wondering, how does this affect the global economy? Well, in our globalized world, economies are intertwined. A strain on Russia's economy can have a domino effect, impacting its trading partners and potentially leading to instability in global markets. And let's not forget, sanctions are a two-way street. They not only impact the country on the receiving end, but also those imposing them. So while these measures might put pressure on Russia, they could also result in economic repercussions for countries like the United States. In an interconnected world, a spark in one corner can indeed light a fire across the globe. So where do we go from here? What does the future hold for Ukraine's economy? As we gaze into the crystal ball of the future, we see a spectrum of possibilities, all tinted by the somber hues of the ongoing conflict. One possible scenario is a prolonged economic struggle. If the conflict continues unabated, Ukraine's economy could remain in a state of flux, with trade restrictions and sanctions causing significant disruptions. But let's not forget, every cloud has a silver lining. International aid could provide a much-needed lifeline, helping to stabilize the economy and fund essential public services. Economic reforms, too, could play a crucial role. By addressing systemic issues and fostering a business-friendly environment, Ukraine could attract foreign investment and stimulate growth. Then there's the potential for rebuilding efforts. Infrastructure destroyed in the conflict will need to be replaced, and this could spur economic activity, creating jobs and boosting industries like construction and manufacturing. But we must remember these are just possibilities. The future is uncertain, and much will depend on the course of the conflict and the decisions made by those in power. Yet even in this uncertainty, there is a glimmer of hope. Economies, like the human spirit, have an uncanny ability to bounce back. They can adapt, evolve, and find ways to overcome even the most daunting of challenges. Ukraine's economy is no different. Its journey may be fraught with difficulty, but it is far from over. In the face of adversity, economies and people can show remarkable resilience. The story of Ukraine's economy is still being written, and it's a story we should all be watching. Today we've taken a journey through the economic landscape of a country at war. We've explored the profound impact of conflict on Ukraine's economy, delved into the human cost of this economic strain, and touched upon the ripple effects resonating globally. We also ventured into potential future scenarios, underlining the looming threat of severe economic penalties for Russia. But through it all, one thread remains constant: the power of human resilience. Remember, behind every economic indicator, there's a story. And each story is a reminder of the power of resilience in the face of adversity.